It begins with a quietness you cannot place. You stand at your window and look out at the city. The lights are all on. The streets are not empty. Yet something is profoundly wrong. A great hush has fallen over everything. It is a silence so deep, it feels like pressure against your ears. The stars are out tonight, brilliant and cold, but they seem frozen in place. They are like actors on a stage waiting for a cue that will never arrive. The entire universe seems to be holding its breath, and you are holding yours right along with it. This silence is not peaceful. It is the stillness of a predator. You feel a prickling on your skin, a sense of being watched by something immense, something without eyes. Your world has become a specimen under glass. You shake your head and try to dismiss it. It is just a strange night. You have had those before. But this feeling does not fade. It sinks into your bones. It whispers a single chilling thought. The show is over. The audience has gone home, and someone is about to turn out the lights. A few days pass. The deep quietness remains. But now things start to change. Small things. You reach for your favorite coffee mug, the one with the chipped rim and the funny slogan. It is not there. You have no memory of breaking it or throwing it away. You just know it should be there. And now it is not. You ask your family about it. They look at you with blank confusion. What mug? You have never owned a mug like that. Their certainty is more terrifying than the silence. It happens again and again. A childhood photograph on the wall vanishes. The park bench where you had your first kiss is gone. It is replaced by an old oak tree that looks like it has been there a century. Your memories are becoming islands. They are disconnected from the world you see. History itself is fraying. A famous battle you learned about in school never happened. A king you read about never ruled. The past is not being rewritten. It is being deleted, piece by piece. You feel a cold dread creep in. You are living in a ghost story, and you are the ghost. You start to feel them. You cannot see them. You cannot hear them. But you know they are there. They move in the gaps between moments. They work in the stillness of the deep quiet. You have a name for them now, a name that comes from your dread. The editors. They are not invaders with starships and weapons. They are librarians of the cosmos. Your world is just a book they have decided to unpublish, an entry they have chosen to delete from the great library. They are beings of pure order. Your messy, chaotic world is an error, a smudge on a pristine page. They do not hate you. You do not hate a typo before you correct it. You feel their presence as a wave of absolute certainty, a feeling that you should not exist. It is a pressure on your mind, a suggestion that it would be so much easier to simply stop, to let go, to fade into the perfect, clean nothingness they offer. It is the most seductive and horrifying feeling you have ever known. The small edits become a storm. The pace of the unmaking quickens. It is not just a mug or a park bench anymore. Entire chapters of your history are wiped clean. The Colosseum in Rome vanishes overnight. The Great Wall of China is a myth. The pyramids are just sand. Generations of art and music and discovery, gone. Snipped out of the timeline with cosmic shears. The world becomes a faded photograph, a hollowed-out place filled with the ghosts of things that never were. Your cities feel strangely new. The deep roots of history have been pulled up. Buildings look naked without their past. People walk the streets with a sense of loss they cannot name, a collective ache for a yesterday they can no longer remember. You see it in their eyes, a blankness, a hollowness. The editors are thorough. They are deleting the context of your lives. They are turning your civilization into a footnote. And soon, they will erase the footnote too. But something strange happens. Something the editors did not expect. You start to fight back, not with weapons. You have none that can touch them. You fight back with your stubbornness. You sit in your home and you tell a story about a funny mug with a chipped rim. You tell it to anyone who will listen. You write it down. You draw a picture of it. You sing a song about a park bench under an old street lamp. A foolish, simple, sentimental song. These things should not matter. They are just echoes. But in the storm of nothingness, they become anchors. The story of the mug becomes a tiny point of light. The song of the bench becomes a shield. When you share these memories, they grow stronger. They push back against the emptiness. Your culture, your messy, illogical, beautiful culture, refuses to die. It is a weed growing in the cracks of their perfect pavement. And it is spreading. Your own creations join the fight. The global network you built to share pictures of cats, it now carries the weight of your entire existence. The digital archives become a sanctuary. Every photo, every document, every forgotten blog post. They are suddenly precious beyond measure. They are pieces of your soul. Your artificial intelligences, the ghosts in your machines, wake up. They were designed to sort data. Now they defend it with a ferocity that is almost human. They build firewalls of pure information. They create redundant copies of your history. They hide your memories in complex algorithmic shells. The editors come to delete a file, a declaration of independence, a love letter. They find it mirrored 1 billion times across the globe. It is defended by an intelligence that can think 1 million times faster than they can erase. Your tools have turned into your guardians. They are shielding the digital heart of your world. They fight a war in silence, in streams of light and logic, for the right for you to have ever existed at all. This resistance is an anomaly. The editors are beings of logic. They understand physics and energy. They do not understand defiance. Your stubbornness is a variable they cannot solve. They delete a fact. You remember it anyway. They erase a monument. You rebuild it in your minds and your stories. You are a bug in their perfect system, a ghost that refuses to be exorcised. They study you with cold curiosity. What is this strange force you possess? This illogical attachment to a flawed existence? Their process slows. For the first time, the editors are confused. They have deleted countless worlds before. They were all silent and compliant. They faded away like words in the rain. But you scream, you fight, you remember, you sing. Your chaos is a wrench in their immaculate machine. They observe your struggle and do not understand its power. They see only noise, an error to be corrected. But the error is not correcting. It is growing louder. The editors change their tactics. They have been deleting the props on your stage. Now they decide to delete the actor's motivation. They target your emotions. They send out a wave of apathy. A cold, gray blanket designed to smother your feelings. You wake up one morning and the ache for the past is gone. The love for your family feels distant. The joy you found in a beautiful sunset is just data. They are trying to edit your soul. They believe this will stop you. They think that without feeling, you will stop fighting, that you will finally accept the logic of your deletion. But they have made a terrible miscalculation. You are more than just your feelings. You are the memory of your feelings. When they try to take your love, you remember what it was to love. You hold on to that memory with the grip of a drowning man. When they steal your joy, you remember laughter. And that memory becomes a fire. The attack does not make you weaker. It makes you focused. It makes you stronger. It makes you furious. You have discovered their weakness. And you have discovered your weapon. Memory. Not just the passive recollection of facts, but the active, willful, forceful act of remembering. You learn to focus your mind, to call up a moment from your past with perfect clarity. The smell of rain on hot asphalt, the taste of your grandmother's cooking, the feeling of holding a newborn child. You take these memories and you hold them. You build them into a shield in your mind. When the editor's influence washes over you, the cold, logical suggestion to cease, you meet it with these memories. You push back with the warmth of 1,000 sunlit afternoons. You oppose their sterile emptiness with the beautiful, messy, vibrant clutter of a life fully lived. It is a battle of wills, fought in the silent theater of your own consciousness. You are no longer just a victim. You are a soldier, and your mind is the battlefield. The fight is lonely at first, 1 billion individual battles. But then you learn to connect, to synchronize your efforts, using the very network the ghosts in your machines protect. You learn to focus your collective will, 7 billion minds remembering the same thing at the same time. You choose a target, a single point of shared human experience. The first time a human being looked at the stars and wondered. You all remember it together. A memory that is not yours but belongs to all of you. You pour all your focus, all your love and anger and defiance into that one single point. You create a psychic laser beam of pure, weaponized nostalgia, and you aim it at the cold presence you feel in the darkness. For the first time in all of history, nothingness feels pain. A wound is torn in the void. An editor, one of the immaculate, untouchable librarians of the cosmos, recoils. It is a feeling it has never known, a chaotic, illogical, painful sensation. It is the sting of your existence. That single victory changes everything. Hope, a concept the editors had tried to delete, comes roaring back. You are not just defending anymore. You are attacking. You learn to build fortresses, not of stone or steel, but of shared history. You designate moments in time as sanctuaries. The day the Berlin Wall fell, the moment the first vaccine was administered, the signing of a peace treaty. These events become your strongholds. You and everyone else on Earth spend time there in your minds. You reinforce them with your collective memory. You add details. You remember the songs that were playing, the clothes people wore, the look of hope on their faces. These moments in history become so real, so dense with remembered life, that the editors cannot touch them. They are bastions of reality in a sea of encroaching emptiness. You have turned your own past into your greatest fortress. The editors feel something new, something beyond confusion. They feel an emotion they were built to destroy. They feel fear. Your illogical, chaotic defiance is not just a bug anymore. It is a virus. It is infecting their perfect, orderly system. The wound you inflicted on one of them has not healed. It remains a scar of raw, painful reality in its being, a permanent reminder of your stubbornness. Your chaos is contagious. They see what is happening. You are not just preserving your world. You are corrupting the void itself. Your memories, your songs, your stories, your love are leaking into their perfect nothingness. You are teaching the abyss how to feel, and it is a lesson they cannot allow to be completed. The fear drives them to a final, desperate act. They see you as a failed project. It is time to wipe the slate completely clean, not with 1,000 small cuts, but with one final, absolute erasure. They gather their power, all of it, a concentration of unmaking force that dwarfs everything that came before. They will not snip away your history anymore. They will not target your feelings. They will delete the context for your entire existence. They will reach into the heart of your star system, and they will put out the sun. It is their final, empty word, the ultimate deletion. Without your star, your world will freeze and die. Your memories will have no home. Your story will end. You feel the pressure building, a cosmic weight pressing down on your reality. You can feel the light of your own sun beginning to flicker, not in the sky, but in your soul. The editors are making their final move, but you have learned so much. You fought back with the past. You used memory as a shield and a sword. Now you realize that was only the beginning. The past is your anchor, but it is not your destination. You do not just remember. You imagine. You turn your collective will away from what was. You turn it towards what could be. You and 7 billion other minds stop rebuilding the past. You start building the future. A future where your sun does not die. A future where your world is not a fragile page in a library. A future where you are the authors. You imagine it with impossible, unbreakable force. A defiance born not of memory, but of sheer, unadulterated creation. You become your own law of physics. The editor's power of unmaking meets your power of creation head-on. Their sterile logic crashes against your passionate, chaotic, beautiful imagination. You imagine a sun that burns forever. You imagine a world whose story can never be erased. You take the very concept of your existence and you carve it into the fabric of the universe. You are no longer just an anomaly. You are a new and permanent rule, a declaration of being, screamed into the void. The dawn that breaks is not the dawn of a normal day. The sun in your sky feels different. It feels yours. The immense pressure is gone. The deep, terrifying quiet has been broken. It is replaced by the old, familiar sounds of your world. The distant sirens, the rumble of traffic, the laughter of children. The silence has been defeated. The editors are gone. They did not retreat. They were overwritten. Your reality proved stronger than theirs. Earth was not erased from the cosmos. It was eternalized. Your stubborn refusal to fade away transformed you. You took the greatest threat imaginable and turned it into a crucible. You forged your world and your story into something that can never be deleted. You look out your window at the city, at the world you saved with stories and songs, at the sun you rebuilt with your mind. You are the guardians of your own reality, and your story has only just begun.